it's me Jocelyn. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do some beginner transitions. Now this is like kind of like a part 3 to my how to use alight motion for beginners, but this is just more of like a transition tutorial. So yeah, let's just get started. So basically the first transition is going to be a zoom in. So you're going to go ahead and tap on your photo and go to effects and hit add effect, and then find distortion and warp. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and then find tiles and tap it, and then you're just going to want to hit the mirror button, and then you're done with that. So now go on to move and transform, and then go to this little thing right here, hit this keyframe right here, add it, and then go to the end of your photo and add one more, and basically just slide this, so like this panel right here, so it zooms in. You can do it as much as you want or as little as you want, it doesn't matter. Now you're gonna go, like, you're just gonna slide in between your keyframes, just like that. Then you wanna hit the graph, then tap this, and just pull these two down like that. So now it looks like that. You can add a motion blur. Motion blur just makes it a lot smoother, makes it look a lot nicer. So yeah, on the second photo, you're gonna wanna go ahead and have effects again, add effect, distortion and warp, and then hit tiles again, and then mirror it again, and then go onto the same panel that you went onto the last time. Instead this time add one keyframe at the beginning and then add one at the end, but the one at the beginning you're going to want to zoom the opposite way that you zoomed before, so just zoom out, and then once again go in between the photos and then hit the graph and then hit this right here and just drag this up. And then once again, you don't have to add motion blur, but I just do because it makes it look a lot smoother. And yeah, this is how you do a zoom in. Transition that I'm going to show you how to do is a slide. So go ahead and just add tiles again and mirror it like you did the first time. Okay, and now go on to the move and transform again, but this time just stay on this screen. So just like the zoom in, add one keyframe at the beginning and one at the end, but basically just like slide this thing right here, just slide it the way that I am, and then go in between your two pictures just like that, and then go in between your keyframes just like by moving the picture, and then go onto the graph, hit this, and then just drag this down and this that way, so it slides like that. And you can add motion blur if you want. I am, just because it makes it look a lot nicer, but it's totally optional. So basically I'm just going to copy these effects just so I don't have to do them all over again for my second photo. And to paste effects, you just hit the 3 dots and then hit paste. So now I'm going to just slide the photo the opposite way that I did before, so one keyframe at the beginning, one at the end. So now I'm just going to slide it this way, and then I'm going to go onto the graph, and then I'm going to hit this last one and then just pull this up. And yeah, that is how you do a slide transition. So the next transition that I'm going to show you how to do is a slide down or up. It depends which way you move it. So I already have my effects on there, tiles and motion blur, so just go ahead and add those. And then after that, go on to move and transform and keep it at this, and then add one keyframe at the beginning and then one at the end. And you can either slide it up or down. I'm just going to slide it up just like this, and then I'm going to go in between my photos like that. Then I'm going to go in between the keyframes, hit the graph, hit the second one once again. You can do the same graph for all of these if you want. There's different types, but I just like to use the most basic ones like this. And yeah, now it's sliding up. And on your second photo, add your tiles and motion blur just like that. And then go on to move and transform again, and then once again, as usual, one at the beginning, one at the end. Oh, I messed that up. Okay, one at the beginning, one at the end. So now since we slid that one up, we're going to slide this photo down just like that. I might have done it the wrong way. I probably did it the wrong way. Basically, just slide this one down. Like that. And then go in between the keyframes, hit the graph, hit the last one, and then just make it this. And yeah, that's how you do like a slide up. So the next transition that I'm going to show you how to do is a spin. So go ahead and just have tiles and motion blur on, as I showed you how to do. Then go on to move and transform again, and then hit this little circle like not a circle, but like a square with arrows around it. And then add one keyframe at the beginning and then one at the end. And you can turn it to +90. It might look different on yours just because I have an iPad and it might has a different layout, but just turn it to +90 and then go in between the keyframes and then just make the same graph I've been telling you to make. Also, make sure your first keyframe is on 0 and your second one is on 90. And then go on to your second photo and have it mirrored and have motion blur on. And then go on to this again and have one keyframe at the beginning and one at the end. And then turn it to -90 for the first keyframe. And make sure your second keyframe is at 0. And then go in between the keyframes. I'm literally the CEO of keyframes, I swear. Okay. And then just copy my graph that we've been doing. And yeah, that's how you do a spin. So the next transition that I'm going to show you how to do is a zoom out. So it's basically the complete opposite of a zoom in, like the settings or whatever, but just have your tiles and motion blur on, and then go to the zoom in panel once again, add a keyframe at the beginning and at the end. But this time you're going to slide it out so it goes out like that. You can slide it as much as you want. I'm just going to do that. And then you're going to go in between your keyframes and then just make the graph we've been doing this whole time. Just like that. And then on your second photo, have your tiles and motion blur on. Go back to the zoom in panel. Add a keyframe at the beginning and at the end. And now just zoom the photo in on the first keyframe. And then go in between the keyframes. And then just make the out graph that we've been doing. And that's how you do a zoom out. The next transition that I'm going to show you is a fold transition. So basically, you're going to want to go on to move and transform and then just go to this zoom in panel, but this time hit this like little like infinity symbol in the middle. So it does that, and then add one keyframe at the beginning and then one at the end. Now I'm going to slide it this way so it stretches this way. So it stretches like that. Then I'm going to go in between the keyframes and then just make the in graph that we've been doing, just like that. By the way, I have tiles and motion blur on, obviously. So it's going to start out looking like this. And now you're going to want to go into your second photo and then go back into the zoom in panel. And this should already be done for you, this thing right here. But if it's not, just tap it and then add one keyframe at the beginning and one at the end. But this time slide it the opposite way that you did the first time. And then copy the graph, obviously. And yeah, that's how you do the folding transition. Okay, so this next transition is where it gets a tiny bit complicated, but this is going to be a little bit like more simple than some other tutorials. So basically, you know how you just like stretched it out? You're going to want to go ahead and do that all over again. So just add a key from the beginning and at the end. And you can either do it this way, but I'm just going to do it the normal way, like this. Then I'm going to just do my graph that I always do. And then it's just going to look like this now. And then on your second photo, tap it and then hit this like little like two like squares and plus, and then hit duplicate layer, and then go on to your first one, effects, add effect, go all the way to the end where it says other, and then hit copy background, hit add effect, and then go on to matte masking key and then find wipe, hit end, and then just turn it to 50.0 so it looks like that, and then hit add effect, distortion and warp, and then just hit mirror like this, and go on to this your second picture underneath your first one, go on to move and transform, adding one key from the beginning, one at the end, and on your second one slide it so it looks like this, and then go in between the keyframes and then just make the out graph that I've been showing you how to do. And yeah, that's how you make the mirror slide transition. The next transition that I'm going to show you is like distorted zoom out kind of. So basically go on to effects, hit add effect, and go to distortion and warp, find pinch/bulge or bulge, however you want to say it, and add that, and go hit tap strength and then turn it down to 0. Add one keyframe at the beginning and then one at the end, and set the end keyframe all the way to -1.00. And then just do the in graph that we've been doing, and then make the radius like 800 or 850, whatever one you want, just like that. And then go on to your second photo, effects, add effect, distortion and warp, and then just add pinch and bulge again, and then just turn the strength up all the way to 1.00, add a keyframe, and then on your second keyframe that you add at the end, turn it back down to just regular 0, and then do the out graph I've been showing you how to do, and once again just slide the radius and make it the same as before, just like that. And yeah, that's how you do like a distorted zoom out. I know there's different versions of them, but this is just the easiest one that I can do. So the next transition that I'm going to show you how to do is a corner spin. So basically you want to go ahead and tap on your photo and have tiles and motion blur on as per usual, and then go on to move and transform, and then just hit this, like hit the little 4 arrows, and then basically you're moving your pivot point. So what you want to do is drag it all the way down to the bottom, just like this. And now go on to the spin, add 1 keyframe at the beginning and 1 at the end. And you're basically just going to do this like you would a simple spin transition. So I'm just going to turn it to 90 and then do my graph. So it looks like this so far. As you can see, it's kind of like spinning off into the corner. And you want to do the exact same thing for your second picture. So go on to move and transform and hit this again, and then just drag it all the way down to the bottom again. Your pivot point, move it all the way down to the bottom, and then just add a keyframe at the beginning and at the end, and then this time just do the opposite of what you did. So I'm going to do -90 now, and then I'm going to do my out graph, and yeah, that's how you do a corner spin. Okay, so the last transition, I said that so weird. The last transition is basically the infamous tile spin. So basically just go into effects, add effect, and go into distortion and warp, and then scroll all the way down and then find tile rotate. Now you can leave it at this. I'm just going to make the amount a bit smaller just so it's a bit simpler for you guys. And then basically the easiest thing to do is just hit the 3 dots and copy effect, just so you don't have to redo the settings all over again on the next picture. And then go on to rotation and turn it down all the way to 0. Now add your 2 keyframes, 1 at the beginning and 1 at the end, and turn it to 135.0 degrees, just like that. And then go in between your keyframes. Yeah, sorry, I had a little bit of a brain fart there. And then just copy the graph that you've been doing. So now it looks like this. Yours might turn a different way. I don't really know why mine turned that way, but whatever. And then just paste on the effect you had earlier. Go on to rotation, and then turn it to 280.0 degrees. And then add on 1 keyframe at the beginning and 1 at the end. And on your second one, turn it to 360 degrees. And then go in between your keyframes and then just do the out graph. And yeah, that's how you do a tile rotate. For today's video, if you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any tutorial requests, just leave them in the comments below. And also, literally an hour ago, we hit 12,000 subscribers. That means the absolute world to me. Like, none of you have any idea how much you all mean to me. You've helped me build a career, and I love what I do, and I love being able to help so many of you. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I love you all. And if you ever need if you ever have any questions, just DM my Instagram, gray.amp. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much again. And yeah, bye.